In a leafy Philadelphia suburb, one bride's dream day shatters when her father chooses her sister's ego over her heart, unleashing a chain of betrayals that redefines family forever. Childhood memories of love remain dear for 28-year-old Savannah Ellis, but a wedding day bombshell exposes the rot beneath. What was meant to be a union becomes a reckoning. This is a story of grief, jealousy, and the quiet strength of chosen bonds. The autumn sun filtered through the ancient oaks of the Philadelphia suburb of Wynwood and cast golden patterns on manicured lawns and colonial homes with wraparound porches inside the Ellis family's two-story brick house. The air once smelled of fresh-baked chocolate chip cookies and mom's lavender perfume. Savannah Ellis, 28, could still see it in her mind. The big front yard oak where she and her sister climbed branches, Dad raking fiery red leaves into piles for them to destroy with giggles. He was her hero, tall, broad-shouldered, with salt and pepper hair framing a warm smile, crisp suits hiding the financial advisor who made numbers dance. He sat each morning at the scarred kitchen table, with black coffee steaming, and asked about her day. "You've got it, Savannah. Don't lose that spark." Mom was the heart, warm brown eyes, nurse scrubs smelling of antiseptic and kindness, spinning hospital tales into bedtime adventures. She celebrated equally. Valeria's soccer trophies magnet-pinned beside Savannah's art awards. They shared a bunk bed bedroom, secrets whispered under glow-in-the-dark stars, rides on bikes along curving paths, picnics with buzzing bees and peanut butter sandwiches. It felt unbreakable. Cracks appeared when Savannah was 11. Mom's fatigue started subtle. "Long shifts," she said, but soon she napped on the couch, skin pale under the warm kitchen lights. Dad's worry etched deeper lines, and he hovered, voice soft. Valeria, 14, took charge, brewing tea, fluffing pillows. Savannah drew get-well cards bursting with crayons. Then the diagnosis. Stage 4 pancreatic cancer. The house transformed heavy with beeps and sterile smells and hushed whispers from doctors. Savannah held Mom's thinning hand, chattering about school while tears hid in her smile. Dad buried himself in work. Spreadsheets a shield. Valeria cooked pasta. Bossed gently. "We have to be strong." But jealousy simmered. Dad called Savannah his little genius for straight A's and art prizes. Mom doted on her quiet creativity. Valeria pushed in sports. Craving the limelight now dimming, 6 months dissolved into hospital vigils. On one drizzling afternoon, Mom stole away, her hand in Savannah's. Her love the last light. There was a funeral, black veils, and sympathetic hugs. Emptiness swallowed the house afterward. Dad retreated. Suits looser, grief a shadow, Valeria filled voids, deciding dinners, laundry schedules. Dad's dealing with enough stop asking. She'd snap when Savannah wondered about his late nights. The sisters drifted, tall and athletic. Valeria became the responsible one Dad leaned on. The petite and bookish Savannah felt pushed aside, a flickering spark. Years later, Hugo proposed under the same oak, the ring glinting like hope. Savannah called Dad. "Heart-pounding. Will you walk me down the aisle?" His voice caught. "I'd be honored, kiddo." For the first time in his life, the distance felt bridgeable. The wedding, a garden terrace in nearby Ardmore, lace dress whispering, sunlight soft, Dad's arm, his cologne a hug from childhood. Then Valeria announced her career achievement party. Same day. No coincidence. Her voice dripped challenge. "It's a big promotion, Savannah. Can't reschedule." Dad backed out 2 weeks prior. "Logistics, honey. Valeria needs me." Savannah crumpled on the living room floor, sobs soaking Hugo's shirt as he held her. The lace dress mockingly hung in the closet. Dad never imagined who'd step in, or at the reception. An explosion would pale his face whiter than cake frosting, his eyes haunted by regret forever. The betrayal was not a single stab, but it was years of slow, calculated cuts that Valeria would issue with a smile. By high school, The house in Wynwood felt like a courtroom where Savannah was always the defendant. Valeria the prosecutor, and Dad the distracted judge. Invisible threads of manipulation pulled tighter, twisting each milestone into a weapon. Savannah's band concerts, hours of practice under buzzing gym lights, scanning the bleachers for Dad's salt and pepper head, ended with empty seats and Valeria's shrug. "You said you didn't want to pressure him." The junior year art scholarship ceremony was the deepest wound yet, Savannah had reminded, Dad for weeks picturing his proud grin as she clutched the plaque. But the night before, Valeria's voice came drifting from the kitchen phone. "Savannah doesn't want a fuss. Having you there might stress her." Dad's text the next day. "Client dinner ran late." "Congrats, kiddo." She stood alone on stage, the cold metal in her hand. Families hugged around her as Valeria smirked from the wings. College became escape. University of Pittsburgh 3 hours away. Far from the toxicity. She buried herself in marketing classes, her fingers smudging with charcoal sketches as loneliness bled onto paper. That's where Hugo found her. Tall, kind-eyed engineering major borrowing lit notes after the flu. Study sessions turned into 2 a.m. talks. His logic grounded her chaos. His family was oxygen. Grace. His mother, a kindergarten teacher who'd fled a bad marriage, built love on choice, not blood. Tom, his dad, dry-witted and steady. Uncle Mike, Grace's brother-in-law, a silver-haired retired English teacher in his early 60s, had been disowned when he chose literature over the family firm. Childless, he poured devotion into Hugo and his brother, making it to every game, every play. They welcomed Savannah with open arms, holidays thick with laughter, Grace's cinnamon rolls, Uncle Mike's terrible puns. It healed cracks she didn't know were there. On their 5th anniversary, Hugo proposed at their favorite Italian bistro in Philly, his sapphire ring glinting under candlelight. The cautious joy of Savannah. Dad's calls were polite yet distant. Valeria's texts were barbed with fake cheer. June 15th was set, save the dates mailed, and Dad agreeing to walk her with a rare warmth in his voice. Then Valeria's call. "Heads up, big broker promotion party on the 15th. Huge sponsors." "Can't move it." Savannah's stomach dropped. "That's my wedding day. You got the card months ago." "Oops, must have slipped." "But it's morning. Dad can do both. Venues hours apart. Impossible," she begged Dad. He wavered. "It's her accomplishment, Savannah." "I'll try. 2 weeks in advance. Timing's too tight." "Ask someone else." The phone slipped from her hand, and tears blurred the engagement photos on the wall. Hugo found her on the couch, ring heavy, whispering. He chose her. He held her as she shattered. Every old wound reopening, missed concerts, lonely ceremonies, Valeria's lies stealing Dad piece by piece. Days blurred. Final dress fittings. The lace scratching like an accusation. Vendor calls, voice cracking. Friends' texts of concern piled up. She ghosted. Takeout boxes rotting, hair unwashed. Hugo suggested postponing. She snapped. "That's what she wants." Guilt hit instantly. Grace called, sensing the spiral. Savannah poured it out, years of manipulation, fresh betrayal. "This isn't about you," Grace soothed. "It's their loss." But nightmares came. Walking alone down the aisle, guests whispering, an empty arm, a brand of abandonment. One midnight, she hit bottom on the bathroom floor, cold tiles, throat raw from sobbing, questioning whether she was unlovable. Grace invited her out to lunch. A gentle hug pulled her from the edge as she shared her own story of chosen family. But the wound festered. Dad had no idea who'd step in, or the explosion at the reception. Grace's words over lunch clung like a lifeline. The story of Uncle Mike stepping in after her father's rejection planted a seed that grew in the dark. She spoke of his loneliness, disowned, for choosing poetry over the family construction empire. How this made him cherish every milestone with Hugo and his brother. "He shows up," she said. "Eyes misty, that's what matters. Savannah thought about it for days, the idea strange yet right, until she called him for coffee at their favorite bookstore cafe in Rittenhouse Square. Her nervousness dissipated with the smell of fresh pages and espresso. Uncle Mike was early, vanilla latte waiting remembered from family dinners. She took a deep breath after discussing novels. Uncle Mike, with Dad backing out, would you walk me down the aisle? His eyes widened, then welled. Savannah, that would be an honor. They hugged, the weight lifting. He wasn't blood, but he'd chosen her. June 15th dawned gold. Sunlight pouring through the Ardmore Garden terrace, floral arch fragrant with peonies and jasmine. Bridesmaids buzzed with laughter, chasing the shadows as they pinned up her updo, lace dress sparkling like hope. Uncle Mike knocked with gifts, a lace handkerchief embroidered with blue forget-me-nots from his late mother, Grace's silver bracelet with a tiny paintbrush charm. Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, he said in a thick voice, with the soft playing of strings, his arm sure. Savannah stepped through the doors, guests blurring into golden light. Hugo's face alight with joy, vows wrapped like promises. I choose you. Every day, rings exchanged, applause rising. Their kiss tasted of forever. The reception hummed with toasts. Uncle Mike on chosen family. Grace beaming. Dad got there late, his suit rumpled, thrusting a gift with a stiff hug. Valeria's thing ran long. Anger flared, but composure held. When he asked who walked her, Savannah said, Uncle Mike, a real father figure. Scoffing. He ignited the storm. Cousin Thomas pulled her aside, phone glowing with texts. Valeria's promotion party was fake. No sponsors, no event. Just sabotage. Proof of years of lying. Savannah doesn't want you there. Dad's face had paled as Thomas explained. He dialed Valeria. Stormed out, returned, shattered. She admitted all of it. Jealousy-fueled manipulation since Mom's death. Regret washed over him like a tide. They departed underneath the sparkler tunnel. Peace settling as truth emerged. Honeymoon in Santorini, healing amid ancient ruins by day, sea breezes by night. Back home, Dad's voicemails piled in, raw apologies. I was blind. Valeria emailed vaguely of traveling. Her hold was broken. At a tearful meeting in a cafe, he took responsibility for his grief-steeped absence and Valeria's exploitation. Reconciliation built up slowly. Calls to visits. Blended dinners where Uncle Mike and Dad shared respectful talks. Thanksgiving brought everyone together. Toast for second chances. Valeria absent, lighter air. Justice wasn't dramatic. It was Dad showing up now. Effort mending lies. That wedding chaos carved the deepest lesson. Betrayal from blood cuts sharpest. Wrapped in expectations, but chosen bonds heal stronger. Valeria's insecurity stole years. But exposure freed Dad and Savannah to rebuild. Forgiveness lightened her heart. Uncle Mike became family in every sense. His quiet support, proof that showing up trumps blood. Life's fuller with boundaries and real connections, pain carving space for better things. Thanks for watching this heart-wrenching chapter of Revenza Tales, where one sister's sabotage birthed a stronger family. If you want more revenge stories, be sure to like, share with your crew, and comment your thoughts below. Family is not just born, it's chosen. And sometimes those who show up are the heroes.